Газета «Нераскрытые преступления» в ответ на обращение общественной организации «Кавальер» в рамках борьбы с религиозным экстремизмом представляет.
After the Russian Orthodox Church ended relations with Constantinople, from your viewpoint, what would be the status of the Russian Orthodox Church today? Is it cultists or dissenters?
Well, again, it depends on whom you ask. But, well, technically, I think that each Orthodox Church which do not violate or abandon Orthodox dogmas, Orthodox and not a dissenter. This dispute between Moscow and Constantinople does not make any of the parts dissenter. Of course, they can be called by in this way too, but I think it's more or less a political act which is not connected with theology. But it's a fact that there is a conflict between Constantinople and Moscow, and it concerns canonical questions and political questions, not dogmatic ones. Or, of course, it might be difficult to totally differentiate those three, but in any case. And as I see the matter, the two churches fight on the leading position within the Orthodox world. That means who is the supreme interpreter of canonical laws and hence de facto number one, so to speak, among Orthodox. And I think that we can't not yet see the result of end result of this dispute, because as I see it, it depends on what position the other autocephalous Orthodox churches will take. As far as I know, thus far, only the Serbian church has clearly supported Moscow. Constantinople is somehow supported, but most churches seem to take the attitude, wait and see what happens. So neither of the churches, neither Russian church nor Constantinople church is at the moment in some side track, but we don't know what happens. I hope that it will not go as far as in 1,000 years ago, when Rome and Constantinople excommunicated each other and make somehow it possible to call the other a dissident. Mm-hmm. Thus far we are not yet, but well, we see.
It is known that after the decision of Constantinople about Thomas for the Ukrainian Orthodox Church, the representatives of Russian Orthodox Church started an official dialogue with the Vatican. What do you think are the prospects for the union of Vatican and Russian Orthodox Church?
Well, I think at the moment at least that this move to open a dialogue again with Vatican is a purely political move. As you know, there has been earlier negotiations and, if not dialogues, between Vatican and the Russian Church, at least since the 1960s and the Second Vatican Council. But to my knowledge, there has not been serious discussion on union. But, well, we know that during the more conservative popes in the turn of the century and a bit later on, the Russian Church has succeeded a sort of common front against secular values, material Western world as it was called. In other words, they have the Russian Church has claimed that both Vatican and Moscow share a similar notion on certain traditional values regarding, for example, the family. But perhaps it's worth remembering that the Russian Church has also a dialogue with, for example, Iran. So it's not. So it seems to me that this discussion or this opening of dialogues is highly motivated by political terms in the geopolitical context.
Officially, in academic science, we have areas such as the sociology of religion, philosophy of religion, and even economics of religion. Do you think that in the near future we might see an emergence of a new discipline, such as the geopolitics of religion? And do you think there is any necessity for it, or is it not relevant at the moment?
To be honest, I don't, at the moment, I don't see any big need for a special discipline, but because these kinds of studies are also already carried out in various already existing disciplines, and there are also publications which are concentrating on, if not merely or solely only in geopolitics, at least questions which have geopolitical importance too. I'm thinking, for example, an English language politics, religion and ideology, or review of faith and international affairs. So there's a forum to publish these kinds of studies if someone wants to. But what I think is needed is more cooperation, establishment of common meetings and working shops and arenas for people from various disciplines who are studying these kinds of questions. So if a separate discipline will emerge, then time will show, but at the moment I see more need for cooperation than establishment of a discipline, because I have the feeling that you can't just tell someone to establish a new discipline. It emerged somehow from cooperation and mutual interest in certain kinds of questions.
Dear Professor Laitila, thank you very much for your time. Goodbye.